Hi, it's Kylie Koo. Today I'm on to day 5 of the ATC a Day challenge. Really enjoying doing this challenge, and I'm trying to do something slightly different every day, either using different materials or just kind of different techniques. So today's card, I'm using a variety of acrylic colours. And I'll just set these out, and then I'm actually going to use quite a bit of water with them to begin with. So setting out the 3 colours that I want to use on the card as my kind of base coat. Now I'll take a flat wash paintbrush, and I'm just going to dip that into some water, and I'm actually going to start by covering the card with that. And now starting with the blue and doing a very light wash. Moving to the red and starting part ways down the card, but making sure that I do kind of blend it in with the blue, and then onto the yellow and a similar approach there. And I just keep going back and forward with the 3 colours until I get it to the point that I feel it's right for what I'm trying to do. So what I'm basically trying to do here is to create a kind of sunset. That kind of way in the sky where, still hints of blue, but the reds and the yellows are coming in from the sun setting. And very much trying to get that kind of streaked effect that you sometimes get, where you still get little bits of blue further down into the red, etc. I'm just taking a bit more yellow because I want a little bit more of that there, and bringing that in. So by this point the card is pretty wet, so I take my heat gun and give it a good dry. And while I set that off to the side, I'm now just taking the excess paint and putting it into my Eco Journal. I don't waste any paint. Even the stuff on the greaseproof paper will get used as collage for something in the future. That's just a quick and handy way to start to cover up some of those pages. So just checking my card, it looks quite good on the back as well just now. And then putting that to the side again, because I now want to stamp my sentiment. So just getting a piece of scrap paper with my StazOn black ink, and I'm using my letter stamps, typewriter letter stamps. Just stamping off to the side to make sure it's okay. Apart from anything else, it confirms that the letter's up the right way. And they're not exactly spaced here, but I'm trying to embrace imperfection. Tearing that out, I want a rough edge around it. And then what I'll do is I take the StazOn ink and just go around the edge. And I was just checking there that it fits okay onto the card. Now that that's done, I've got a stamp that I want to use. Now again, this is a clear plastic stamp that's available from Hobbycraft. They call it thistle, but it's certainly not what I would call a thistle. But I do often see this type of flower head left, especially late summer into autumn, and they do look beautiful in silhouette against the sunset. So still can't find my acrylic block. I have to have a hunt for it. So again, just using my ink pad to push it down. Now it's not come out terribly well, but what I decide to do is just to try and stamp again, which of course is a little bit risky in the sense that I might not get it in the same place, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. And that's okay, I'm perfectly happy with that. So now just taking my glue stick and just using it to actually put the sentiment in place. And you'll see that I actually ran the word from top to bottom rather than across the way, just for a little change. Now I'm getting my line marker and just going to draw in some of those lines. Not going to go over it all, but just the main stems, and then really just giving the sense of the various bits there. Not really going over the particular bits, just bringing some lines in just to thicken it up a little bit. Now taking a gold Posca pen, and I'm just going to add one or two highlights to the plant. I had to give it a good shake. It seemed a bit watery, probably just because I hadn't used it in a while. So just little bits where the sun might be touching. Now off to the side, I actually deliberately flood the pen to get some ink out. There wasn't a lot coming out, and then I'm just dipping it in and bringing it back on. Now I'm taking a gelato in blueberry, and I'm just going to use this to go around the edges of the card, just to create a border. And all I'm going to do is use my finger to rub that in. And you'll see that it almost starts to take on and blend with some of the colours. So down the bottom where it's on top of the yellow, it's almost turning a kind of green, and up the top against the blue it's very much stayed blue. But I like the kind of effect that that's given. So thanks very much for all the comments that you've been leaving on these videos as well as other videos. I really do appreciate all the encouragement that you give, so thanks for that. I'm a bit behind at this stage in replying to comments, but trying to catch up with them, so I will do that soon. So as always, thank you for watching, and I hope that you'll join me again tomorrow. So bye for now.